Okay, I just wanted to cover this topic before the Ingersoll Lockwood website updates. So clicking on this vector symbol here, you'll be
I
taken
want you to know that the movement we started.
This annoying audio plays as soon as you click on it. But it takes you to this page called U.S. Space Force, Semper Supra, always above. And this talks a lot about their MJ-12 knowledge, and that'll be the focus of today's video. Interestingly, they start off by noting I'm talking about whoever has been commissioned as the webmaster for the company of Ingersoll Lockwood. The decision was made to state that there is no new MJ-12 group that Ingersoll Lockwood is connected with. I think this might possibly be in response to a certain accusation. Remember, I showed you this post before. It's allegedly from SMG. Basically posted to state that the Andre Merlescu character, also known as Alpha Raven, supposedly is affiliated with Ingersoll Lockwood. Let's see where it says that. Using a web of fake accounts and websites, which includes, or i.e. Ingersoll Lockwood, MJ-12, Alpha Raven, who cares, etc. And also has an accusation against the character of next video, Baby Fist, aka Sergeant B. So I'm going to talk about him in another video. I don't know if it was from this post or maybe other followers are posting that somehow Alpha Raven, aka Andre, who is the MJ-12 on the internet, like for the Twitter profile that was known as MJ-12, apparently he was responsible for that. Ingersoll Lockwood is distancing itself from that character. These two links go to respective websites. The original MJ-12 team goes to a Wikipedia article that basically sort of slams MJ-12 as being fake. Their work continues, goes to a documentary you can find on Amazon called UFO TV Presents UFO Secret MJ-12 Do You Believe in Magic? Then there is this script below, which appears to be a simulated script of something they think Ingersoll Lockwood would account for some events that occurred in the past. I'm not sure. When this page gets updated, you need to refer to this video for dates. This screen capture was recorded on 11/29/2021. So taking the Internet Archive, aka Wayback Machine, to that date or within range would be appropriate. This document starts off stating that we can take it and do what we need with it for distribution, and that the story is going to start from the year 1945 and proceed to the year 1930. Starts with a quote, "Stephen, I assure you, young lad, what I'm about to show you, only time travelers and those from another galaxy far, far away could command this kind of technology. Take notes, pass them on, and share only when the time is right. To defeat what is coming, look to Germany, to a group called the Nazis. When they arrive on the scene, they will be given too much of this technology too fast and will fail to deploy it properly. They will infiltrate and slow down progress at a new American space agency, but you will have other places to help guide America to exploit this technology until the last president, then move it all into his Operation Space Force. Remember, first it will be the Germans who will gain this technology, then we will have it, then you will be faced with the threat from China after the last president, but he will surely know what to do. Only trust him and disclose when he authorizes you to do so," said Ingersoll Lockwood. So in a breakdown of chapters, this paper then goes on to describe the circumstances of the Third Reich continuing on to become the Fourth Reich, this secret base called 211, in an attempt to explain some of the modern day UFO encounters. So starting with chapter 1, we see a photo of the newspaper heading stating that Hitler had died. And then in the narration, like a story, Ingersoll goes on to describe how Hitler elaborately married a woman for one day to create a sense of an unintended demise, and then left her for dead, escaping on a U-boat and traveling for Argentina. This passage also goes on to describe how Russian fake news concerning Hitler's demise confused the matters. A document is displayed that's allegedly from President J. Edgar Hoover, with the subject of Hitler hideout in Argentina. A photo is shown of the U-boat captain who had saved Hitler's life, allegedly. It's Captain Oberleutnant Heinz Schaefer. The author asks, is this the last photo that we have of Adolf Hitler? And then asks, or is he alive today, waiting to return from base 211. I posit he would need some special knowledge to know how to maintain such longevity. And then we're challenged to use Google Earth to try to find his retreat. We're told it's 450 miles from Buenos Aires. Here's Argentina on Google Earth. Buenos Aires is right there. Important note, the western border of Argentina. So from this section of the map, we'll zoom out, go ahead and zoom in. Once you're at this level, you see this shape. So notice that white mountain there, the shape of that body of water, which is, you look below to the shape of this person, the head, the arms, and then you just zoom in, and you'll find it there. And on Google Maps, this is the equivalent. It's described as the Analco house. This highway heading says 240 something and not 40, so it threw me off. But there's the head. Here's a drawing of the retreat. There's a claim that there is an unofficial U.S. Office of Censorship that's able to intercept documents. Supposedly that occurred surrounding Hitler's alias and hidden location in Argentina. Then Rear Admiral Richard Byrd Jr. is mentioned, and there's an account which appears to be stylized. It quotes him as stating, "I don't think our boys are ready for this. You want me to risk the lives of 4,000 of our best Allied soldiers and prepare them for a war against snow Nazis and super weapons? Are you mad? I'd be happy to go on a 6-man expedition down to the farthest reaches of the South Pole one more time to see if any of your intel is valid. I really doubt that the Nazis would move any of their best scientists and weapons to the harshest place on the globe." So there's this theory that's being discussed here, and Byrd is allegedly quoted as refuting that. There's a little red dot here. When you click on it, you're taken to this video called The Nazi Arctic Bases Captured. It was uploaded in 2014 by British Path. I guess we'll go ahead and play it here.
A few hundred miles from the North Pole, American Coast Guards lower depth charges into the pack ice and blast a channel to secret German bases established off the Greenland coast. A longboat pulls away to destroy the radio stations from which the Nazis were sending weather reports to Germany. When the German expeditions installed themselves there, they sneaked in plenty of supplies. Back to the US cutter comes a load of 60 prisoners. They had scuttled their 3 ships before surrendering. No more weather reports for the Nazis. A new center of low depression has set in.
I suppose this clip's trying to establish a precedent that the Nazis had the capability of traveling to polar regions to set up bases, therefore somewhat probable that they may attempt to do the same in the Antarctic polar region. Here's a statement that Byrd pioneered key technology that would be the foundation of modern polar exploration and investigation. In general, he's very important for exploration. He also flew to the North Pole before flying to the South Pole. This gives his story about how he started off as a Navy graduate for the class of 1912, developed an injury, was still able to ultimately become a naval aviator in 1918. And there's another account here where Byrd is communicating, it appears to be Fleet Admiral Chester William Nimitz. And in this discussion, they talk about a base called Neuschwabenland, Base 211, which is a secret base for Operation Cold Eagle by the Nazis. The exchange appears to indicate that Admiral Nimitz ordered Byrd to assemble several ships to pursue Hitler as he was escaping in a submarine towards Antarctica. This would be known as Operation Highjump. The ultimate goal was to destroy Base 211, stopping the Nazis. He would then order Frank Gartner Windsor to start a cover story about the secret operation, this done through the U.S. Navy Censorship Office. Winsor's good work in his area would lead to a promotion to become Director of Office of Special Projects, which in 1949 was renamed the Office of Policy Coordination. This is the precursor, the OPC, to the Central Intelligence Agency, also known as the CIA. Wisner also then established Project Mockingbird, a program to influence and control mainstream media. Admiral Byrd was able to look at some confiscated documents. This is prior to going on Operation Highjump, I presume. A Nazi sailor was captured carrying the map, and this is what it shows. This map appears to confirm a spherical Earth with flatlanders. Of course, this is not definitive on the actual shape of the Earth by any means. Figure 4 shows a map of the U-boat entrance, and I believe this will be an entrance to this region. Some coordinates are shown. These are the coordinates I'd covered in a previous video. It goes to a very interesting location on Google Earth. This is that location. There appears to be an artificial man-made opening potentially there. When you zoom out, you can see which area of Antarctica this is. This is the portion that's south of Western Australia. Here's a map of Base 211, New Schwabenland. Here's another map. Here's a map. This is a confiscated artistic rendition. This is an artistic rendition. Another artistic rendition of Base 211. Byrd then agrees to take 4,000 of their best men to the base to try to destroy it, and I presume that's a picture of Admiral Byrd shaking hands with Fleet Admiral Nimitz. So Wisner's cover story for Operation Highjump was, quote, "The purposes of this operation are primarily of a military nature, that is to maintain naval personnel and to test ships, planes, and equipment under frigid zone conditions. A major purpose of the expedition is to learn how the Navy's standard everyday equipment will perform under everyday conditions." Chapter 3 shows some interesting craft. Title, Notes from the Desk of Stephen G. Samuels before Operation Paperclip. So many documents and photos to sort, so much time. Let them do their research and fill in the blanks. And so you see artistic depiction of a craft and photo of a craft, and same thing here. And there's emphasizing the shape of the structure on the bottom of the craft being similar to a drawing. And these have descriptions there. It appears to be in German. There's yet another craft, and one there. Interestingly, these craft, they look very similar. So this is the same, this is the same. This is the same, that's the same. This appears to be different, and this is different, and this is different from the others. There's an MK108 cannon there. I'm not sure if that's a word translated from German that was on the schematic document. There's a crest. These appear to be runes. So I guess this is like the German use of rune symbology with crafts. Here's another schematic and a craft picture. Ville Odin, April 1945. There's that photo there. You have this detailed schematic. Various things are labeled in German. You have the base map. You have some other craft that look like very sophisticated jet aircraft. Hadn't seen this one. More rune symbology. And you can't really blow these up. It appears to be different than what I've seen before, though. Okay, and there's other material that's like a P.S. Charlie Chaplin, the Great Dictator speech. I'll read the very last part. Look up, the clouds are lifting, the sun is breaking through. We are coming out of the darkness into the light. We are coming into a new world, a kind of new world where men will rise above their hate and brutality. The soul of man has been given wings, and at last he is beginning to fly. He is flying into the rainbow, into the light of hope, into the future, that glorious future that belongs to you, to me, and to all of us. Look up. Look up. And that conclusion fits in line with the U.S. Space Force motto, Semper Supra, always above.
D-Day was the beginning of the end, and that's where we are today.